Oh, alright, we're playing against Cherryman. This hand is not great. We have no threats. Cherryman begins with 7 cards. Don't know if we want to keep this one here. We have no threat. We do have an extra draw with Mishra's Bauble. We have good lands here. We could keep this speculatively based on what we draw. Another land. That's unfortunate. I think we Bauble target them just to see what they're going to draw to better inform our Inquisition. A Nettle Sentinel. Are we playing against Elves? That's a bit of a shock. They have a pair of Bramblewood Paragons. Okay. So I could take one of the Paragons, and then I could kill the other one with Seal of Fire. Or I'd probably just take the Archdruid here as the best card. And another Thoughtseize. So I'm going to be able to rip their hand apart. Could Seal of Fire whatever they play now. And then Inquisition the other Bramblewood Paragon. And then Thoughtseize the Collected Company. So we'll go get a Stomping Ground with this. Play Seal of Fire. And we don't need to play the Seal of Fire yet. Or rather, crack it yet. We can crack it as soon as they play a card. Because the Paragon looks at things when they enter the battlefield. Okay, so this is kicked one time. So we're going to want to kill the Warcaller. But we can't. If that comes into play, it'll be a 3/3. So we'll just kill the Paragon here. And it'll come into play as a 2/2. Okay, Fatal Push. So we just have all the removal here. We'll play the Bloodstained Mire and Thoughtseize away the Collected Company. And then we'll have Fatal Push ready to go. Okay, we'll get a Blood Crypt, Pay the Life, and Fatal Push their Warcaller. And we get Wrenn and Six. So unfortunately, Wrenn isn't going to be enough to kill the Guardian on its own. We could go get Luris and put that in hand. With the amount of lands that we have going, I think that's the best thing we've got. And then next turn we'll have access to Seal of Fire over and over and over again. That 4/4 Elf Crab, though, is going to be a problem. Okay, we get a Dismember, so that's a way to answer the crab. Taking quite a bit of damage to clear the board here, but if we can attack with the Lurrus, we're going to get some of that life back. They need an extra land here. No, they don't. Okay, so we're going to be able to get that Growth Chamber Guardian off the board. Okay, they are drawing another Nettle Sentinel. We could draw a card, see what we get here off the top. Get another Bauble, unfortunate. We're getting a Lightning Bolt off the top, so we're fine with passing the turn here, and then drawing the Lightning Bolt to kill their Nettle Sentinel. Okay. Seal of Fire was really doing work there. We're going to want Kozilek's Return for sure. Engineered Explosives seems fine as well. We do have a lot of removal. I'm not sure we need Abrade. Spellbomb doesn't seem very good here. We could take out Cling to Dust. Scavenging Ooze doesn't seem all that hot. The Thoughtseize Inquisition, I'm kind of so-so on those. Could be very strong to take Collected Companies out of their hands for the Thoughtseizes. The Inquisitions did quite a bit of work in that last match. But I think that generally it's going to be better to have cards that answer the threats once they get onto the board. So maybe we'll bring in that Abrade as well. Kolaghan's command doesn't seem too bad, although it is quite slow. I think we'll go with what we got here. Okay, so we have 2-land hand, we have Thoughtseize and Lightning Bolt. So this seems fine, we'll keep. Okay, so they've settled on playing a Nettle Sentinel first. We get another Thoughtseize off the top. Just wondering if I want to hold up Lightning Bolt or go ahead and let the Thoughtseize rip right away. Let's take a peek at what's on top of our library here. Scourge of the Skyclaves on top. We already have a pair of threats here. I don't think we need any more of those. So we'll fetch that away and go get a Blood Crypt. So they have a pair of 2-drops and the Archdruid. We'll just get rid of the Archdruid here. Okay, we get Tarmogoyf off the top. So Tarmogoyf is going to be quite good at blocking whatever they put down. But the Paragon and the Growth Chamber Guardian are going to work quite well together. We can probably let them stick around for 1 turn, but no more than that. Alternatively, we could Thoughtseize the Growth Chamber Guardian away and Lightning Bolt the Paragon. I don't mind that either. But we are going to take quite a bit of damage from our lands in order to do that. We could go get Swamp here, but then we don't have access to green mana for Tarmogoyf. So I definitely want to go get green mana. We'll go get Overgrown Tomb. We do still have a lot of black things to do. We're going to see what they're going to draw. They're going to draw the Renegade, which is another problem card. They'll be able to cast it next turn as well. And it is a warrior. We could get rid of their land here, so they won't have access to 3 mana, guaranteed. And then we could Lightning Bolt the Paragon, so the Growth Chamber Guardian doesn't get that boost. Okay, we get another land. So we're going to be able to 2-spell next turn. Play Tarmogoyf Hexdrinker. Okay, and we got a forest, so we're going to be able to do it painlessly. Okay, so they got another Paragon. Was just checking to see if Llanowar Elves were a warrior as well. And we get a Wrenn and Six. Wrenn and Six isn't going to do too much work on this board, but we could put it into play with the Scourge. So maybe we just attack with Tarmogoyf, put Scourge and Wrenn and Six in play. We would go down to 5, and they would be able to hit us with 1 creature potentially, but we would have some decent trades. I think that's fine. We need to get a bit of damage going. I expect this to just go through, and that's going to make the Scourge that much bigger. That would have been a pretty decent turn if any of their elves died to Wrenn and Six. Oh, looks like we got there anyway. Okay, we have a 1-land hand here. The land also doesn't cast the lightning bolt. Pretty sure I want to mulligan this. Okay, this is better. Not great, but better. We'll keep. And I don't think we'll just get rid of one of the lands. We have Bloodstained Mire, Wrenn and Six, so we won't have too much trouble getting lands into play. Now, is Wrenn and Six good in this matchup? Oh, looks like we're playing against Elves again. No, we're playing against Amulet Titan. Oh, hey, Cherry Man. Thanks for the raid. Good games, bud. Hello, Whereas. Good to see you. Absolutely want to pay the life. Let's take a look at what the opponent has in hand. Alright, thanks for the follow, Cherry. Okay, so they have the Dryad and the Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact is going to be able to go get them Titan, and the Dryad makes all their lands into mountains. I think I actually have to take the Pact here. It's pretty close. The Dryad, we're going to have answers for it if we draw into removal. Loving all the looks we're getting. That was one massive raid. Okay, we don't quite have enough for Fatal Push off the top because we already used our Bloodstained Mire. And we just get another land off the top. So we'll probably just play Wrenn and Six here, tick up, and hopefully find a Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push or something next turn. Let's see here. So they played the Simic Growth Chamber and the Dryad. Castle Garenberg. So they are drawing spells. Wow, they've got a ton of mana going on here. We could be in trouble. Five mana and Grilled Turf coming into play again. That's enough for a Titan. That was fast. Okay, they're playing Turn Timber and they get an Azusa. So that could have been a lot worse. Okay, we get Thoughtseize off the top. Come on, deck. It's not what we're looking for. So we could... let's see here. Scavenging Ooze is probably our best play here, but it doesn't really do very much other than chump. There's no creatures in the board right now, in the graveyard. They have one card in hand, and we know that it's a Gruul Karoo land, so no point in using Thoughtseize here. Alright, glad that you're interested, Cannonball. We're going to be going to Sideboard shortly, so you'll be able to take a look at the 75 very soon. Even though the Turn Timber only found an Azusa here instead of a Titan, we're still under quite a bit of pressure here. They found Teleria West, which means they're going to be able to go get Summoner's Pact, and that's going to get them Titan. Alright, thanks for the follow, Turn 1 Duress. Think that this game would have been quite a different one if we had had that turn 1 Inquisition instead of being on the draw. If we had been on the play, get that Amulet of Vigor, that would have been sweet. Yeah, they have plenty of mana here to put the Titan into play, and they're going to be able to go get Valakut. We're just going to take a moment and make sure, see what lands they get off their Titan. But we've definitely lost this game. I just want to see what they search out. My guess would be a pair of Valakuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they don't have enough lands for the Valakuts, right? Because they need... Or is it 5 other mountains? So they might have exactly enough lands for Valakut. Oh, there you go. Valakut and Battlements. With the Amulet of Vigor, they can give the Titan haste, and then come in with a couple more. So we'll concede here. So we're going to want, let's see here, Assassin's Trophy can kill the Titan if it comes to that. Cleansing Wildfire for their Karoo lands, I think is definitely in order. We could potentially bring in Abrade. That would kill the Azusa as well as the Amulet. I feel like Kolaghan's command is just a little bit too slow. Wrenn and Six doesn't seem very good in this matchup. Engineered Explosives on 1 might be good enough. Scavenging Ooze, this isn't really the matchup for that. Cling to Dust doesn't seem very good. Nihil Spellbomb, not the matchup for that. So we've got 3 slots left to bring back in. Can bring in the explosives, maybe the trophy, and bring 1 Scooze back in. Let's go with a command instead of the Scooze. Alright, so we get to play this time. Let's show him our cat. A bunch of lands and threats here. Oh yeah, the Izzet Prowess decks are quite strong. I think that I got my first 5-0 of the season with Izzet Prowess. I think with the 5 lands, it's just too much. We don't have any interaction for what they're doing. We're going to mulligan this and find a better 6. Okay, this is much better. We have threats. We have answers. This hand is great. We just have to put something back. I'm thinking probably the Dismember. The Abrupt Decay kills basically everything that they're doing anyway. Uro and Field of the Dead, and they are everywhere. They are quite a problem. One thing I had definitely been considering was running Reign of Gore, specifically to counter Uro. But I haven't quite pulled the trigger on that yet. We're going to go get Overgrown Tomb here and put the Hexdrinker into play. Get a clock started. We're playing the Hexdrinker as a 1-drop threat to make it that much easier for us to cast our Scourge. Okay, Amulet of Vigor, that's going to meet an Abrupt Decay. We're going to get that off the board right away. Okay, we have Cleansing Wildfire for their Karoo lands, Tarmogoyf for whenever we get a chance. We might want to put the Tarmogoyf down now just to increase the clock, and then we can Cleansing Wildfire next turn. Let's see what we draw. Okay, we get a land. Oh yeah, Boil would be great card. Should definitely have some Boils in the sideboard. Okay, so they're going to have access to quite a few mana this turn if we leave that Rot Farm available. They could put down Azusa or such. Putting down the Tarmogoyf is a good plan for our clock, but using the Cleansing Fire right away is going to put them back on mana. So pretty close choice here on which one we want to do. I'm going to go with the Cleansing Wildfire here. We'll draw a card, see if we draw Thoughtseize. Okay, and we'll pass. So next turn we can do both Cleansing Wildfire and Tarmogoyf. But really I want to save the Cleansing Wildfire for the Karoo lands specifically. Well, well, well. That's exactly the type of land that we're looking to destroy with Wildfire, isn't it? and we find a Scourge. I think I would rather play Scourge than Tarmogoyf here. We'll go get Stomping Ground, pay the life, make our Scourge that much bigger. These Cleansing Wildfires have been fantastic in stifling the opponent's land drops here. I would rather play the Scourge rather than the Inquisition. They have 7 cards in hand. So we're not really going to be able to take a specific piece. More so we're looking to just present an incredible clock. So we could easily do 10 damage next turn if we level up the Hexdrinker. That's not lethal, so we'll probably just play the Tarmogoyf. Although, to be honest here, I don't expect this game to last much longer. Okay, another Inquisition. I mean, if one is good, then 2 must be better, right? Let's take a look at what they're working with. They have a pair of Summoner's Pacts and Engineered Explosives. Oh, they've conceded. So if they were going to concede, they should have done that before they revealed their hand to conceal the information. Yeah, that's one of the theories. Good at mana sink. Comes back with Luris. And we need some form of early pressure if we're going to be playing Scourge. So there's a couple choices what you could be running. We are playing red, so Monastery Swiftspear is a common choice. You could also run the Bomat Courier, another great card in the 8 Shadows lists. Although you might have noticed already, I'm not actually playing Death Shadow in the 75 here. Personally, I think that without Street Wraith or Phyrexian spells, it's difficult to get our life total that low. So I've cut it out in order to play a couple more traditionally Jund cards. Friday, we intend on putting Death Shadow into the list and see how that shakes out as a kind of comparison. Okay, so this hand is fine. Not great, but definitely fine. We have a Lightning Bolt to affect our life total so that we can play the Scourge. We have Cleansing Wildfire for their first Karoo land. We'll keep this. We're just missing a way to deal with that Amulet. Okay, they have the turn 1 Amulet again. So we're in for quite a bit of trouble. Let's Mishra's Bauble ourselves with the fetch land so we can do a pseudo scry. Overgrown Tomb on top, definitely not happy with that. So we're going to want to go get probably Blood Crypt. And then we'll pass the turn. Leave up Lightning Bolt in case they play... what's that 3-drop? Oh, we get the Inquisition a little bit late there. In case they play Azusa, that's the one. Oh, they're going to have 3 mana here. So Azusa could be coming down. If they return the Growth Chamber, that's probably what's going on. No, it's the Dryad of the Grove. Unfortunate, the Lightning Bolt does not deal with that. Well, we have the Cleansing Wildfire to get rid of the Growth Chamber here. I want to keep the Lightning Bolt in hand. We're not going to be playing the Scourge yet. Oh yeah, Wrenn and Six is great. And if you manage to play against a deck that Wrenn and Six can actually kill the opposing creatures, whoo, You're doing pretty well at that point. Okay, we get a Thoughtseize. So we're going to be able to work at tearing apart their hand next turn. But for now, we just have to pass back. Okay, Cavern of Souls so far. And a castle. So they're going to have a ton of mana next turn, but it looks like they don't have anything much to add this turn. And we get a Bauble. Alright. Let's start with Thoughtseize. We might want to play Tarmogoyf next, depending on what they reveal here. Oh, they have both, so we're going to take both. We'll take Primeval Titan with the Thoughtseize, and then Inquisition of Kozilek will get rid of the Summoner's Pact. We could go get basic Swamp here, just to preserve our life total a little bit. I think that should be fine. They can pact in response. They could have. That would have used all of their mana this turn, and I think they're F6'd. So they missed that opportunity. Let's see what they're drawing here. Selesnya Sanctuary. Okay. And we find Fatal Push. Finally an answer for the Dryad. But we're going to need to get something to leave the board to trigger Revolt here in order to cast it. Looks like they're leaving the Selesnya Sanctuary in hand. And we find Seal of Fire. So Seal of Fire would get something off the board so we can kill that damn Dryad. We could Seal of Fire the opponent, play Tarmogoyf, and play Fatal Push. Okay, so the question is here, is it Tarmogoyf better than Scourge in the long run? I think it's going to be pretty close. We're going to play Tarmogoyf first. Tarmogoyf right now is really big. Alright, thanks for the follow, Energy Vial. What are you thinking of the stream so far? So we've got a pretty good clock here. We should be able to finish them off in 2 attacks. So they played Rot Farm. We know they have Sanctuary in hand. So we're going to get at least one more turn. We need to evade a top deck from the opponent. It looks like we need to evade one more top deck. All right, all right. Well, glad you managed to watch live. Thanks for joining us. And I really loved both of those decks. The Spirits deck was a joy to play. And Death and Taxes was just as powerful as everyone was saying it was. Good times. Okay, opponent is playing with us a little bit here. We knew what they had in hand, but they made it look like they were going to play a Titan. Yeah, and it's been a really good time for Aether Vial decks lately. Aether Vial's been quite strong. Okay, we win the match. Okay, so this is an awkward hand. We have some very good answers depending on what the opponent is playing. Oh, and they showed us Obosh. So we know that they're playing a Prowess deck. I think the Fatal Pushes here are going to be pretty strong. We're going to keep hoping that we can draw some lands, and Scourge is going to be amazing later on. So cross our fingers, we find a couple lands off the top. Thanks for the follow, Tom. Okay, so we found a land. That's what we were looking for. We're going to play the Overgrown Tomb. It's going to cost us more life in the short term, but that Nurturing Peatland is going to cost us a lot of life in the long term. Well, I think that it is important to experiment. So, you know, like, there's no harm in playing the deck and getting the data from it, but just like as I just don't feel that the deck would do very well. But that's just a feeling, right? We might as well get the data. Okay, they have a Lava Dart on top. And we'll save the other Mishra's Bauble until their end step to find out what they're going to draw on the next turn. No reason to play the Fatal Push now. We can wait. And we find another Fatal Push. Deck, thank you. These are great draws. Okay, no plays here. Let's find out what they're going to draw next turn. They're going to draw Light Up the Stage. So they're going to be able to fill their hand back up, gas back up, however you want to say it. And another removal spell. Cool. Obviously, we don't want to play Scourge yet. So it looks like we're going to play Inquisition. And let's take that Magus of the Moon maybe, huh? That would be a hard one to deal with right now. If they played land Magus of the Moon, I think that we would die. But we know what they're drawing, right? They're drawing Light Up the Stage. I still think we take the Magus. Flame Slash here isn't going to go to our face. They can Lava Dart, but they're not going to be able to play their main spell anyway. This is fine. We'll just play Overgrown Tomb tapped and then pass the turn back. We know they aren't going to have a very good turn coming up. I expect them to just pass, really. Okay, another Abrupt Decay. We don't really have much to do here. Opponent's at 20 life. We can't play the Scourge. So we're just going to put Lurrus into hand. And then next turn, we can start getting value with the Mishra's Baubles. Oh, bad luck from the opponent. They're just passing again. Okay. So they do have an answer to Lurrus, which is something we have to watch out for. When we play the Lurrus, they're going to be able to Flame Slash it, which means we're only going to get one piece of value out of it, the one Mishra's Bauble. If we play Hexdrinker, we don't have enough lands yet to give it protection, but it only gets protection from instants, so the Flame Slash would still kill it. Maybe we play the Hexdrinker first so that we can get it back with Lurrus, and then we can still hold up removal. We can wait a turn here on the Bauble. Okay, they're going to use instant speed Lava Dart it. Well, that means if they draw a mountain, they're not going to have that lava dart for their light up the stage. But they have a firebolt. Okay. So there's some spells that we can target with our removal spells. But they're still at 20, so we're still having a hard time playing our Scourge. Okay, we get a land. So now we have a choice between the Hexdrinker or the Bauble with Lurrus. We know they still have 2 Flame Slash. They also have Bone Crusher Giant, which is a good answer to Lurrus as well. Okay, we're going to Bauble ourselves, see what we're going to draw. Bloodstained Mire, no thanks. Thoughtseize, okay. And we have the Fatal Push for the Swift Spear. Okay, Cling to Dust. So we can use that to get the Lava Dart out of the graveyard. And we find Dismember. So still having quite a bit of trouble getting that Scourge onto the board here. But I do appreciate all the removal spells, to be sure. The Prowess deck does most of its damage through its creatures, so being able to take those off the board turn after turn means that we're still playing a game. Okay, keep their board clear. Seal of Fire, but no red source. And they just have Flame Slash in hand. Just a ton of Flame Slash. We're going to wait one more turn on this land, just to make sure I can Abrupt Decay if I need to. And we'll crack the Peatland end of the opponent's turn. Okay, they're putting their Obosh in hand. Obosh does die to Dismember, so we do have an answer to it. And we find our red source. So the Flame Slash is going to be able to kill Scourge of the Skyclaves for a couple more turns. We're just going to play Verdant Catacombs here. I definitely should, but I don't. I don't have any of the res effects that I was playing a couple months ago. Definitely wouldn't mind one of Agadim. Yeah, you're totally right. Being able to bring Lurrus back, they do have the answer for it in more Flame Slash, but that would be pretty good. We're just going to keep Dismember up here for Obosh. Get that off the board. Okay, Lightning Bolt. Now we're talking. So 5 damage to the opponent makes the Scourge a 6/6. They would still need the double Flame Slash in order to make that work. We would have to go down to 5 in order to do that effectively. We do have the Cling to Dust as backup to be able to gain some life, draw some more cards. And this line of play would get rid of 2 of their removal spells. Don't go below 7. It is pretty risky to go below 6. So maybe we'll just play... Maybe we'll just hold Seal of... Cling to Dust. We'll draw a card or gain some life, depending on what they do. And we have access to Lightning Bolt here to answer one of their creatures. We don't want to cling that Lava Dart. They could respond, sacrifice a mountain, which they have plenty of, and then we wouldn't be able to draw a card. And we're going to answer that with Seal of Fire. No, that doesn't work. It has 3 toughness. So we're going to have to Lightning Bolt that. I think we're going to Cling to Dust, grab a creature here, gain some life. Oh, a Spellbomb. Okay. Not too great here. I think we'll just Lightning Bolt, or rather Abrupt Decay, the Bone Crusher Giant here. Go back to 7. And we'll play the Spellbomb just as a way to draw a card. Wouldn't mind drawing a Tarmogoyf. Okay, so Lightning Bolting the Crusher Giant here is going to be very dangerous. That would put us to 3. They have a single mana up. I believe that they still have 2 Flame Slash in hand, though. So I'm pretty sure they don't have Lightning Bolt ready to go. Okay, they're going to bring the Lava Dart back, put us to 4. Yeah, unfortunately, links don't really work out in chat like that. I'll do a Google search later for it when I'm out of the league. So we could Lightning Bolt the Bone Crusher Giant here. That would put us to 2. and then we could Cling to Dust, and that would put us back up to 5. People have been pushing Cobra Company for 36 hours. You never know. I've heard good things about the Zombies deck. You never really know what's going to be golden and what's going to be the new fad. Going turbo grindy over here. I know, right? Those 2 blast zones are quite a bit of a problem as well. They're going to be able to answer the Scourge. They have a ton of answers just like we have. And we get a Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize would take away one of their Flame Slash, but not really into that life. We could Wrenn and Six, get a fetch land back. We also have access to Cling to Dust, draw a card. I think we actually don't have any fetchable lands left on the Bloodstained Mire. So let's just Cling to Dust, draw a card. Obosh is gone. Obosh got dismembered. So the question is, do I want to Cling for life or Cling for card draw? I guess that's an instant, so we can answer that question later. Yeah, putting a counter on the Blast Zone here makes a lot of sense. All of our big threats are 2-drops, and now they're ready to just kill them as soon as they go on the board. Oh, a Magus of the Moon. That's a big problem. Big, big problem. But we have the Seal of Fire to answer it, so we're not just dead to it. That's fortunate. Draw another Thoughtseize, bogus. And Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze is interesting. We could gain a life by eating the Lurrus and the Magus of the Moon. Oops. Wrong color mana. So we'll just gain a little bit of life here. Firebolt has flashback. That's going to be quite good for the opponent here. That's going to get us down to 3. Mishra's Bauble. That will draw us a card. We're almost ready to cast Cling to Dust again as well. So I think that I go ahead and cast the Scourge this turn, just so I can get that much closer to Cling to Dust. I don't want to cast the Thoughtseize. Wrenn and Six isn't going to do much of anything. Wrenn and ping them? Actually, that's not bad. I don't mind that. Double ping will get the Scourge up to 4. I wonder if this will be enough for them to activate the Blast Zone. I doubt it. Basically, they're just looking for Lightning Bolt here. Oh, they have another Firebolt, so that gets us down to 1. Nope, they have the Lightning Bolt. It's the origin of my nickname. Cooper the Red. It comes from my middle name and the color of my beard. Well, that was an intense game, right? I have a feeling that Engineered Explosives on 1 could be very strong. Actually, I do, because my hair on top of my head is a beautiful brown. I think that our deck is set up fairly well for this matchup. Not a huge fan of the Wrenn and Six here, but Scavenging Ooze, Tarmogoyf, they seem great. Lightning Bolt is good. Hexdrinker is so-so. Thoughtseize we could do without. Is that why some of the doors on the automatic doors aren't opening for me? Well, I really don't want those Thoughtseize, so we're just going to bring in a couple of other cards. Aye. Definitely Canadian. East Coast. Okay, so we have a 1-land hand here. No removal spells beyond the Engineered Explosives. On the play, I definitely don't like keeping this 1-land hand. We're going to mull. Okay, we have way more lands this time. We have a removal spell. This hand is great. I think I actually get rid of the Wrenn and Six here. Wrenn doesn't do very much work in this matchup, and I'd rather have access to my lands, be able to 1-2 Hexdrinker Tarmogoyf. Used to live near the Regina, Calgary area. Okay. Where did you move to? Okay, so they have the relic. They've sided in to the Luris here. Let's see if we can punish them at all for that. Relic is also going to be quite good versus the Tarmogoyf. Okay, we get Lightning Bolt off the top. So we can play a tiny Tarmogoyf that dies to Lightning Bolt. Oh, that's cool. You spent a year in Canada. Were you doing distance education, or was this like a vacation or something? Okay, Burst Lightning taking care of the Hexdrinker here, leaving the Tarmogoyf because they have the Relic of Progenitus. So if they have a Lightning Bolt, that'll still work. And we get Wrenn and Six. So we can either play the Wrenn, or we can put the Luris in hand here. I'm leaning towards playing the Wrenn to start this turn. We can actually get a little bit of value out of it. That's a problem. We do have a single forest going on here, and we have Lightning Bolt, but otherwise, we're not ready for that Blood Moon. Should have just got a basic swamp with that Bloodstained Mire there. We knew that they were playing Blood Moon effects. Okay, Hexdrinker. So we're going to be able to make this a 4/4 protection from instants. Very true. Yep, if they have Flame Slash, they'll still be able to kill the Hexdrinker. But I think that's the only card they have that will do that. Ah, damn. They do have it. Okay. I know they play a 4 of the card, but that was our best play in that situation. So losing that Hexdrinker is quite a problem. Yeah, it was our best shot, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. That's okay. We're not going to play this game much longer here. We don't really have many answers to what the opponent is putting down. Yeah, you're right. I should have put the Lurrus in hand. That was definitely a mistake. I can't cast the Lurrus, but I definitely should have put it in hand anyway. I would say so. I would say they were ready. The Blood Moons were a really great start anyway. So we can probably just concede here. Let me think here. I could get like Engineered Explosives. We can play for one more turn. Alright, we're done here. That Blood Moon was too strong. Okay, 3-land hand, Thoughtseize, Scavenging Ooze, Mishra's Bauble. I like all these things. Let's keep. Steam Vents. Soulscar Mage. Okay, someone was talking about the Izzet Prowess list earlier. That's what we're fighting against. Okay, we get another fetch land here. We're going to want a Thoughtseize, specifically looking to take away their Stormwing entity if they have one. We can Mishra's Bauble them first to get a little bit more information on what they're going to draw. Okay, they're drawing Gutshot. I think we can just go get basic Swamp here, preserve our life total a little bit. We have another fetch land to get a red source. Okay, they have Light Up the Stage and Burst Lightning, as well as Opt, and 2 lands. I want to get the Light Up the Stage here. That's how they're going to be gaining advantage. And we draw another Scavenging Ooze. Scooze could be good in this matchup. If it's given any time to grow. We're probably going to be casting Abrupt Decay on that Soulscar Mage this turn coming up, though. Oh, Lightning Bolt. That's interesting. I think we still want to Abrupt Decay this turn. Lightning Bolt can actually kill a Stormwing entity if we're given the right opportunity. Seems like Prowess is back in a big way. Oh, a Sprite Dragon. We're going to want to Lightning Bolt that next turn. They have Gutshot plus nothing, right? This is what they have in hand, Gutshot and Burst Lightning. So Sprite Dragon can get up to a 3/3. So Lightning Bolt will kill the dragon. We could also Abrupt Decay the dragon this turn. Either way, either creature is going to do the same amount of damage this turn, and Lightning Bolt will finish the dragon off next turn for sure, but the Soulscar Mage, they could save it. Okay, so they're paying mana for the Gutshot. They have Burst Lightning as leftover. And Fatal Push off the top. Very nice. I still want to Lightning Bolt that Sprite Dragon, which means I have to fetch Shock with the Verdant Catacombs. I don't want to play the Scavenging Ooze yet. I would like to grow it past Burst Lightning size. So we're just going to hold up our mana for Fatal Push, but we're definitely casting that Lightning Bolt right now. Okay, there's the Fiery Islet. So they have 2 unknown cards in hand. And there's the Burst Lightning. Lighting up the stage into 2 more lands. They already play a land this turn, so one of those cards is dead. Tarmogoyf, very nice. I would like to play a Tarmogoyf. Let's just think for a second here. So they have 1 unknown in hand plus land. They could go... I'm just worried about dying to their spells. So I'm wondering if I want to play Scavenging Ooze first this turn, gain a life up to 8, and present a target in Scooze. If they don't answer Scooze, we pretty much win. And there is the question of, do I want to play the Overgrown Tomb untapped? But I don't want to go down below 6. So we'll just say no to that and pass. We might as well eat with the Scooze right now, I think. So we don't need to keep that mana untapped through their turn to play through a 2 mana spell. Or, sorry, a 2 damage spell. Gut Shot and maybe another Light Up the Stage. No, Stormwing Entity. Okay, that is a problem. Would like to have my Lightning Bolt back, please. Put 2 cards on top. And Blood Crypt. Okay, so we're going to be looking to munch up the creature here in the graveyard. Yum, yum, yum. Attack for 4. Play Tarmogoyf. But unfortunately, Fatal Push does not answer the Stormwing. Gonna need Dismember or something for that. Too bad we don't have the Fatal Push up here. Inquisition. They have no cards in hand. Okay, close game. Do they get a spell? That's what it comes down to here. Oh, they're attacking, so it looks like they got one. Lava Dart, that'll do it. Good game. Really close there. We're going to bring in Assassin's Trophy as a way to get that Stormwing Entity off the board. Kozilek's Return is fine. Engineered Explosives is fine. Get Thoughtseize out of here. Okay, we get a 1 land hand. We're not really into that. We're going to mull this. 2 land hand. We got critters. We got answers. This hand's great. We'll keep. We do have to decide if we want to keep the Kozilek's Return, though. It can be quite good at sweeping up their 1 mana plays. And our 2 drops here are already quite clogged up between Tarmogoyf and Scourge and Wrenn and Six. So we might want to get rid of one of our 2-drops. We don't have a fetch land here either. I'm going to get rid of Wrenn. So we're going to Mishra's Bauble ourselves to see if we get Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push on top, and then we can play Blood Crypt untapped. Scourge, okay. So we'll play the Blood Crypt tapped. Opponent will be dealing tons of damage to us. No need for us to be doing their job for them. Okay, there's that Relic. Relic is a problem when we're playing Tarmogoyf. And we get a Peatland. Peatland is going to allow us to play Scourge. Or we could play Tarmogoyf. The smallest Scourge you've ever seen. It's the Scourge that could, though. Or not. Scourge that could not. You might notice that they missed a land drop here. So they're not really going to be able to do some Lava Dart shenanigans with the Relic of Progenitus here. And Seal of Fire will take care of the Soulscar Mage nicely. They could have sacrificed their land in order to stop that, but I don't think that would have been a very good, smart play. Okay, we lose the Seal of Fire, which shrinks the Tarmogoyf. They're attacking with a Swift Spear here. Does that mean that they have a land and are able to play light up the stage? Just to be safe, we're going to get rid of the Swift Spear here. Okay, they finally found their second land, so this is where things are going to turn around, one way or the other. The game is not going to be going on too much longer. Oh, an Inquisition is nice. Could still lose a life because of Peatland. Yeah, I've been trying to use that Peatland to get my life total down, get that Scourge up to a 4/4. And we're going to be able to take a peek at what they're working with here. Okay, so they have the Entity. If we take the Manamorphose, they can no longer cast it this turn coming up. I think that's probably our best take. The creatures can be answered with Kozilek's Return. Oh yeah, the light up the stage. Alright, let's swing in for some damage. Okay, make it no damage, but we got that dang thing off the board. We do have to be careful with the Kozilek's return. Could definitely kill the Tarmogoyf here. We're going to need to get something, anything in the graveyard before we cast the Kozilek's return. Okay, they're going to be able to light up the stage now. But that gets something into the graveyard for the Tarmogoyf, so our Kozilek's return is looking good as long as they don't get a gut shot. And we get Abrupt Decay. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to use the Kozilek's return here to get the Sprite Dragon off the board. Tarmogoyf will become a 2/3, so it will survive. Get some good damage in here. Okay. Opponent decided to go out on their own way, casting a gut shot. We're going to bring in Abrade here, not only to destroy the relic, but also as another way to kill the Stormwing entity. All right. Thanks for the follow, Mark Chalice. We got a 1-land hand here. We are on the draw, but if we don't draw that second land, we're going to be toast. The hand is good, but it's too risky. We're going to mull. We have a 2-land hand here, no red source. But we do have Inquisition, Abrupt Decay, and Tarmogoyf. We're going to keep this one. And we'll get rid of the Seal of Fire because we have no red. Looks like opponent mulliganed as well. And they have a Soulscar Mage to start. We're going to start with Inquisition, find a way to get rid of that Soulscar Mage later. Oh, we found the right red source on top. Okay, we're going to get rid of the Metamorphose here. Lava Dart is another dangerous card, especially with Soulscar Mage, but we have the answer to the Mage and Abrupt Decay. So we don't want to let them Metamorphose into a Stormwing. Okay, that's a Scalding Tarn and the Opt that we knew about. And we're going to want to use the Abrupt Decay on the Soulscar Mage for turn 2 rather than Tarmogoyf. Soulscar Mage has an insidious way of killing Tarmogoyfs. Being able to put -1/-1 counters on it means that a couple spells could take it off the board. And a Swift Spear. Okay, fortunately no Lava Dart this turn. Lava Dart with 2 Prowess creatures does a ton of damage, and we find another land on top. Does not get basic forest, so I think we'll probably just play the Peatland here, or we could fetch Shock. That would probably do less damage overall than the Peatland. Oh no! So we need to get Overgrown Tomb here, float the mana, and then Abrupt Decay the Blood Moon, even though that means we're going to be taking a ton of damage. We can't survive a Blood Moon. We have to answer it. And therefore we take 4. They have Lava Dart left in hand. And we get a Hexdrinker on top. So Lava Dart kills Hexdrinker. And they're going to be able to make their creatures into 3/4s. Tarmogoyf would become a 3/4 after Lava Dart resolves. So this is still a pretty awkward position here. Their being able to keep the Soulscar Mage is quite the problem. Oh, Petty Theft in order to remove the Tarmogoyf. So we're going to take a ton of damage here. We're probably not going to survive this one. The Lava Dart with 2 Prowess creatures, that's probably going to seal the deal. We had no choice with the Abrupt Decay, I believe. But that is going to end the game in their favor. We're going down to 1 here. Nope, sorry. The Lava Dart put us down to 8. This is lethal. Okay, 1 land hand. That's not the kind of thing we're in for. We're going to get rid of this and find a better 6. Okay, 2 lands. We got Hexdrinker for early starts. Skyclaves is good here. We'll keep. We have to get rid of one of these things. Obviously, we're keeping our lands. So we either lose one of our doubles or the Scavenging Ooze here. I want to keep the Scavenging Ooze just in case we're playing against like Dredge or something. I'm going to get rid of one of the Hexdrinkers. So we'll be able to play Hexdrinker into 2-drop, 2-drop, 2-drop. But it might have been better to get rid of a Scourge. Difficult to know what to do when we don't know what the opponent is playing. Basic Forest into Hardened Scales. Okay. So we're playing versus a Hardened Scales deck. Gonna go get Blood Crypt, play Hexdrinker. No, that's not right. Gonna go get Overgrown Tomb, play Hexdrinker. So this is match 5 of the league. But once this match is over, we're going to play a second league after this one. So we're going to get some more data on this deck. And then on Friday, I'm going to be playing almost the same deck, but with Death Shadow in it, so that I can get some more data and do some comparisons. Walking Ballista, quite good from the opponent. Be able to kill the Hexdrinker here and remain as a 1/1. And we're short on removal here. Lightning Bolt will kill the Ballista. So the question is, do I want to play the Scavenging Ooze first or hold up Lightning Bolt to kill their creature? We're going to get the Scavenging Ooze down now. We need some way to clock the opponent to get these Scourges out of our hand. Okay, so they have the Ravager. That's pretty much worst case. But if they want to use the Ravager to kill the Scavenging Ooze, our Lightning Bolt will take out the Ballista next turn. And if they wait, then we might be able to get them with a trick. Oh wow, they sacrificed the animation module. So they really want to go all in on this Ravager Ballista? I don't blame them. You say they have lethal right now? That's impressive. Would they have had to sacrifice the Darksteel Citadel to get to lethal? Okay, so yeah, you were thinking the same thing. This is still quite a problem, though. Walking Ballista X is 4. Doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. So we're going to need a Fatal Push off the top. We get Scavenging Ooze instead. So we're going to play the Catacombs, we'll play the Scavenging Ooze, and if we're lucky, we're going to be able to kill the Walking Ballista in response to something. Yeah, the Hardened Scales deck is quite the puzzle. So every turn you're just looking at everything, all your resources, and trying to figure out how do these things come together so I can win the game right now. How do these things come together so I can win the game next turn? So with our 4 mana, they can make the Walking Ballista into a 6/6. Okay, they are going to take the time to attack the Scavenging Ooze here. But it won't be enough in order for the Lightning Bolt to work, so we're going to put a counter on the Scavenging Ooze. And that'll get the Walking Ballista down to 3, I believe. And then we'll be able to Lightning Bolt it finally. We are going to take quite a bit of damage for this line of play, but at least we get the board clear, and we can start playing again. Unfortunately, the Scourges need the opponent to have a life total less than 20, but opponent hasn't been playing with us on that one. You said you were 2 off? Okay, that makes sense then. Better to keep the land so that they can get the Walking Ballista. They have 4 lands for the Walking Ballista next turn. Okay, so we go down to 7, basically 4. And we find Cling to Dust. So we can use that to draw a card or to gain life. Might have been better to wait until the opponent casts something. They might have, for example, tapped their 4 lands next turn in order to pump Ballista, and then we could have Lightning Bolted then. So this line of play is definitely worse to Walking Ballista in opponent's hand. We are going to hold the Cling for a turn here just to see what they're going to play. If I need to gain the life, that's an option, but I would rather draw a card here. Oh, that's a very good point. Yep. So better to Lightning Bolt there. Oh, Hangerback Walker. Okay. Hangerback's going to be a problem for us. We're going to draw a card with Cling, see what we can find off the top of the deck. So, Andius, you think that the opponent should have attacked before pumping the Walking Ballista just to see if we were going to block or something? Okay, Dismember. I mean, that gets the Hangerback Walker off the board, but then they have 2 1/1 flyers, and that's a problem too. Opponent's still at 20. These Scourges are doing nothing. We would much rather have Death Shadows in this instance. Tom wants to switch to Cobra Company. So we have access to the Cling again. Opponent found their Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, we're all about subtlety here. I imagine they just attack with a Hangerback here. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so they're pumping up the Hangerback Walker to a 3/3. In response, we're going to Cling to gain life. But we're really kind of scratching at straw here. Grasping at straws, whatever. Oh, and then they're going to be able to create a servo as well. Alright. So that's a whole lot of nothing. We can Inquisition just to see what they had in hand, get a little bit more information, and now we can concede. Okay, so we're going to want our ways to destroy artifacts. Abrade, explosives, Kolaghan's Command. Assassin's Trophy seems fine. We can probably take out some of our discard here. Opponent's going to be playing quite fast. K-Return, yeah, that could be very strong. Could absolutely be a 2-for-1 for us, and even better, possibly. I don't think we want anything else. Cleansing Wildfire could be okay as an extra removal spell for their Nexus. But I'm not sure that it will be better than any of the other cards I'm already playing. Maybe Scavenging Ooze. I think Scavenging Ooze is fine. Cling to Dust doesn't seem very good here. We could probably take that out for a Wildfire. Spellbomb. Don't really need that. I can bring in a second Wildfire for that one. I'm just thinking about that extra removal spell for... Okay, I think this is good enough. Actually, hold on. Kozilek's Return. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about Kolaghan's Command. No, Kozilek's Return is really important. Almost missed that. We need that for the Hangerback Walker. Yeah, it's true. When they're not doing damage to themselves, it is a problem. And because we're not running Monastery Swiftspear, that's double the problem. Thanks for reminding me about the Kozilek's Return. Definitely need that in this matchup. Okay, this hand is okay. We have Bauble to start, Engineered Explosives to get rid of whatever. So we'll keep. We'll probably keep the Engineered Explosives in hand. They have a lot of good ones, but they also have a lot of good zeros. Yeah, you're right. Skyclave versus Uro is pretty tough. Okay, looks like our opponent is kept at 6. We're just going to play a Bloodstained Mire and Mishra's Bauble. We'll do the little scry trick. So we'll Bauble ourselves, see if we want to fetch. We got Verdant Catacombs on top. Not too interested in that. And we draw another land instead. That is a good question. I am not entirely sure myself. Is it in the new year? January, maybe? Did opponent just make no plays? I think opponent just made no plays. Inquisition of Kozilek is on top. I would like to see what they're playing with here, but I'm not going to be able to tear their hand apart. Maybe we'll get something else instead. Mid-January. Thank you, Jimmy MTG. Looks like opponent just missed. Skipped their turn by accident. It happens sometimes. You just hit the 2 key at the wrong time and bam, you miss your turn. And another land. Come on, Mishra's Bauble, you can do better. Just an Arcbound Worker to start. Ooh, Viking set. That sounds fun, right? Pirates, Vikings, dinosaurs. Harry Potter in the spring. Oh my. Okay, we finally got a threat. I think we should have probably leveled that up, actually. Skipped through the rest of my turn a little bit too quick. We could have at least put 1 level on that, if not 2. The Ozolith. Okay, now we have a great reason to put Engineered Explosives on 1. We will lose our Hexdrinker, but the opponent will lose their board. So it's going to be a 2 for 3. We take those trades. Oh, a Wrenn and Six. So we could Wrenn and Six the Arcbound Worker. And then we could Engineered Explosives on a later turn. I don't mind that. We could Wrenn and Six and put Scourge down. We'll make sure to attack with the Hexdrinker before we cast the Scourge. Big brain plays. Opponent probably just hit the shortcut there, 6. Didn't realize that we were waiting on them, I imagine. Okay, looks like the opponent's passing here. So, they've definitely stumbled. I suppose, technically, they could move the counters from the Ozolith onto my Skyclave, but I doubt they will. It would be quite the power move. Here, you have this. Okay. We're going to get a Dungeons & Dragons set early in the summer, and then Modern Horizons 2 at the end of the summer. So It's going to be big time for Modern in a few months. That's going to be pretty exciting. Maybe we'll actually be able to go outside and play with cards again. That would be cool. Has anyone been able to go out for any paper events in the last couple months? I feel like it's quite the risk to go out, but depending on the safety measures in play. Everything is open in Australia. That's cool. Okay, we have a 1-land hand. We have Fatal Push. Opponent's beginning with 7 cards in hand. I think that we have to mulligan this. The Scourges haven't been too good. Kozilek's Return is great, but we only have the 1 land here. So I would like to get a hand that I can count on, and I cannot count on this hand. Okay, we have 2 lands. Kolaghan's Command, Abrupt Decay. This hand's great. We'll just put the Scourge back. We've had a difficult time getting Scourge online. I don't trust it. Welding Jar. So that'll be pretty good versus Abrupt Decay or Kolaghan's Command. So in Sweden, the stores have been open for a while, but closed again now. So I guess, is that because of a second wave? We've been pretty lucky as far as COVID cases in Nova Scotia. So the stores have been open for a few months now. But I've only gone to 1 paper event in that time. Working at Canada Post, I've been pretty busy. Okay, another land off the top. They revealed the Mimic. So we could Inquisition of Kozilek here in order to pull out whatever good 2-drops they have. And then work our way towards Kolaghan's Command. That Welding Jar is such a pain, though. Okay, so they have another Ancient Stirrings, but the only creature they have is Metallic Mimic. So we'll get rid of that. Oh no, Jimmy. Sorry to hear that. Second Welding Jar. Okay, but that tells us what they have in hand here. Okay, so they found an Ozolith. So that Inkmoth Nexus is going to be very scary very soon. We're going to need to get going with this Hexdrinker. We're going to put it into play, immediately put a level on it. And we're going to be looking at holding Kolaghan's Command to make them regenerate the Nexus if they try and finish us off with it. Once we can get this Hexdrinker to a 4/4, that is. Hardened Scales. But that means that, once again, we know everything in their hand. And the Llanowar Reborn, so they're keeping the Inkmoth Nexus in hand here. We're fine with that. And we get Tarmogoyf. Okay. So we're going to play land, level up the Hexdrinker once, play Tarmogoyf pass, and hope that we can clock the opponent. Oh yeah, it doesn't work out too well. Especially after Fatal Push was released, and our spells started hitting lands again. More and more you think like, oh yeah, well I'll just Abrupt Decay that Inkmoth Nexus. No, that's not going to work that way. Okay, we're going to get a second black land here, so we'll get Overgrown Tomb, I think. No, we're missing red, so we're going to get a Blood Crypt. Okay, and we'll start attacking for 8 next turn. Kolaghan's Command can finish it off. So we've got a 2-turn clock going. There's the Inkmoth Nexus. So that's all the cards we knew about. What is your threat? What did you draw? We are still in quite a bit of trouble because of these damn welding jars. But it looks like whatever they got doesn't play. Okay, so we can level up the Hexdrinker and still hold up Kolaghan's Command. They might have a Dismember here. Okay, they allowed the Hexdrinker to level up. Okay, so here comes that Dismember going for Tarmogoyf. No, it's the Inkmoth Nexus. Blocking the Hexdrinker. They're going to give it Regenerate. Okay, so now with the Regeneration Shield on the stack, we can Kolaghan's Command, do 2 damage to the Nexus, and take the Ozolith off the board. And they'll only be able to save 1. Let's see here. Destroy an artifact, 2 damage to a target. So our Hexdrinker gets to keep its 4/4 bod. And they're going to lose something. Either the land or the Ozolith. One of them is going to go. They've already lost this welding jar for no value. Okay, so they're regenerating the Kozilek, so they're going to lose the land. Okay, next turn we can get the Hexdrinker up to a 6/6 protection from everything. Opponent finds Walking Ballista. That's a great card. But we have the Abrupt Decay as an answer. Does that Walking Ballista get all the way up to 4/4? Because of the Llanowar Reborn? That's pretty good. So Walking Ballista could kill our Hexdrinker here. Oh, a Welding Jar. Damn it. That's brutal. Okay, we get Lightning Bolt. Not enough to kill the Ballista right off. But because we have double spell, we should be able to get it off the board. I think we have to start with attacks first, though. Just to make them flinch. But if they get another Walking Ballista off the top, that's going to be very good with the Kozilek. So I think they probably block Tarmogoyf here, then move in for the kill on Hexdrinker. No, they're just going to block here and do the regeneration thing. So when they regenerate, we Abrupt Decay. So they can choose to get the 4 counters onto the Kozilek, or they can kill the Hexdrinker. Looks like they're going for the kill. That makes a lot of sense to me. Pause says wait. Think that we might have gone past the point of no return. What was your line? Abrupt Decay reads can't regenerate. No, it says can't be countered and destroy a permanent with 3 or less. So they can be regenerated through Abrupt Decay. I think you might be thinking of Terminate. That's okay. Magic's a very complicated game. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes quite often. Okay, we've already got an instant in the yard here, so casting Lightning Bolt isn't going to grow the Tarmogoyf. We're just going to hit for 5, hold the Lightning Bolt just in case we need it, and next turn we're still looking at lethal if they don't have a blocker. Oh, a Scourge. Okay, we can play that post-combat if the Tarmogoyf Lightning Bolt isn't enough to win the game. Phew!